Hey guys, I'm Jordan, and welcome to the Anarchist Cookbook. Today I have with me... Where'd he go? Let's try something. Whoa! What the hell? Where did you come from?
I don't know, I was just sitting on the couch.
I didn't know that would work.
Me neither, apparently. Well, now that you got me here, what are we doing today?
Well, we're making oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, because you know when you get an oatmeal cookie, right?
Yeah, and then you bite that raisin. And it's just tart, and it's just not any fun at all.
Chewy and...
Yeah, no.
No. I only want the cookie to be chewy. No chewy,
Dehydrated
fruit.
Yeah, no. So we're doing chocolate chips instead.
Chocolate chips.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, let's get started. So today we're going to be using...
No, you talk quiet or talk sexier.
Okay, we're going ASMR.
Sexy, talk the mic.
Sex that shit up, sexy.
But don't go like Ron Jeremy sexy. Just go like this.
I don't have the required equipment.
What?
So today we're going to be using a half a cup of white sugar. We've got some sweet brown sugar working for us. We also got some nice all-purpose white flour. 1 cup of chalky chips are going to go into this cookie, followed by 1 teaspoon of salt and a ½ teaspoon baking soda. It's got to be nice and white and airy. We have 2 eggs that we're going to break into these cookies. We have some smooth and creamy Irish butter for you. Also, we have a nice vanilla-laden alcohol known as vanilla extract. And of course, you can't have oatmeal cookies without a cup of these nuts.
Do you have any oats, brother? I am quite famished.
Sorry, brother, I've already begun eating the oats.
I have very few oats, brother. I must procure yours.
So the first thing we're gonna do to get started is we're gonna take this nice creamy Irish butter right here. Stop it. Alright, okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this nice Irish butter and we're gonna take it and put it right in that bowl right there, because we're gonna cream our butter and our sugar together. Does this butter need to be refrigerator cold or like what? So you can take it right out of the fridge. It'll just make this next part a lot harder. But we actually left this out overnight. You can see it's nice and soft and squishy and looks a little bit runny. It does look a little runny. It's been under the lights for a little minute, but that's just gonna pop right in that bowl. Good stuff. What goes in there next? Are we gonna, I guess, is it like the brown sugar or the white sugar? As far as that's concerned, I don't think it really matters. I would start with the white sugar just because it's looser and it's gonna be easier to manage. Good stuff. Hi, Kitty. Are you interested in the butter? Put your head in there. Here, let me get up here, buddy. So, the best thing I like to do is I like to start by spreading the butter out thin against the side of the bowl. What do you want me to do with this? Just like slowly stream it in? Slowly stream it in, it'll make it easier. If you don't have a doppelganger, like I do, you can just add it all at once and it'll, and eventually it'll incorporate, but optionally you could also perform mitosis and split. Yes. Is that mitosis? Yes, I think it is mitosis. Okay. We're gonna need you to fact check that, but. And I guess the idea of this is just to cream the butter and the sugar together, try to get it nice and pale yellow. You can see how it's already starting to get a little air into it, and that's kind of what we're looking for. You want to lighten it up, but now I figure you can go ahead and add the rest probably, and you're working pretty. Here, I'll do that, and then we'll hold the rest back, so we don't take nice, creamy sugar butter. So what, is there any technique things that we should be pointing out? Like, is it in the wrist? Is it in the fingers? It's kind of in the wrist. You kind of working it across the side of the bowl. You're gonna scrape your shit. You're gonna scrape your. Stop swearing.
You know, don't say squares.
Okay, it's a family show. It's a family show. Definitely not hair in there. It was sanitary hair, that's what it was. Okay, sanitary. Anyway. Okay, so now that we got this brown sugar or white sugar put in there, yeah, the other kind, we should turn around and get this brown sugar in now, right? Yep. So I would just crumble it in there, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, crumble it in there. Remember, use your doppelganger, or you know, perform my toast, whatever it is, to get a spare set of hands. And this one you definitely want to work in slowly because brown sugar is just so much thicker and heavier than white sugar. You good? What was that again? I said this one you want to work in a lot more slowly because brown sugar is a lot thicker than white sugar.
Brown sugar has molasses in it.
Yes, that's the difference.
That makes
brown and white.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. And so the difference between like dark brown sugar and light brown sugar is just literally the amount of molasses added. Yeah, for the record, this is brown sugar, dark brown sugar. What is it, Jordan? Dark brown sugar. We are using dark brown sugar. Yeah. You can use light brown sugar for this recipe, by the way. That's it. Alright, now just rub all that sugar off your hands. Don't worry, you washed your hands before this, right? Right?
Oh,
you know we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Just make sure you don't lick them. Why'd you have to do it like that?
Because it goes with the theme.
Since this butter and sugar are already incorporated, at this point, all we're doing is putting air into it. Because the more air you whip into your butter and sugar, it'll make your cookies lighter and fluffier and not so chewy and dense, which are the opposites of those adjectives. I'm gonna call it here. You notice we haven't broken out the stand mixer because we don't play games like that here. We do it by hand. And also, what are we, millionaires?
Stand? We stand?
We stand, not standing stand mixers.
We stand mixers. We don't stand mixers. I wash my hands, therefore I am.
You wash your hands, therefore you am.
I am.
Is you is or is you ain't?
Question again?
So what you're gonna do is crack an egg. I always use a flat surface when I'm cracking the eggs. I also make sure I blow it up on the counter. If you use the edge of the bowl, it'll actually send the bit of shark like in.
Shells. Not inedible. Highly just bad.
Yeah.
It's like chewing on paint shells. Because sometimes when I'm making an egg wash, I like something get a shell, a little bit of shell in there. It occasionally comes out, very, very rarely, but
You know what the trick to getting it out of there is?
What?
You use another piece of eggshell.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like when you send another Terminator back to like stop the second Terminator.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even though the second Terminator looks like the original Terminator.
Yeah, don't look too deep into the plot of that movie, okay? Alright.
No, actually do.
Oh, that's after me trying to flex.
Haha!
Damn, you just exploded.
Yeah, and that's what you get for talking shit on Terminator 2.
Bitches!
Yeah, Skynet strikes again. But the yolk didn't even come out, that's how bad it is. Come out of there! Get out of there, I'll just take the... Oh god! Oh, it's chaos! I swear this has never happened to me. Oh god.
Cleaning up your mess.
This is such a nightmare. I swear I've never done this before. I promise.
We're legally not kitchen nightmares.
It's not even pink, it's raw! And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
Can you get this thing for me? Just sure. Wash your hands.
On a legal
where
level,
you are.
You know. Much love to Ramsey. Can't cook a grilled cheese to save his life, but good man.
You fucking donkey!
That grilled cheese was an abomination. I'm sorry, Gordon. It just was.
What's next?
Actually, that's a good question. So we're gonna take these erroneous white powders. We're going to dump them in here. One of those was
cocainum.
Baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and the other one was
raw
soda.
uncut.
Alright. One of them was baking soda. One of them was kosher. So, you gonna find this sieve, or are you gonna mix it together with a whisk? You wanna be bougie about it? It depends. Let's do a whisk. So, by all means, you can run this through a sieve, but that takes a lot longer. You can just do this. We want to work easier. We don't want to work harder. Who cares about clumping powder? It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Alright, next we're going to be adding vanilla extract. We covered this before, but a teaspoon is about the capful, so we're just going to add a capful in there. Why do you?
It's just 2 teaspoons.
Oh really? It's 2 teaspoons?
Yeah, that's what the recipe is.
That's what the recipe says?
Yeah, that's what the recipe is.
The recipe says 2 teaspoons.
We are the recipe.
You can go less, you can go more. It's really just you cooking, but for our purposes, 2. We're gonna mix that in there and try to ignore how much it smells like alcohol. The alcohol just reminds me of
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
You mean like when we were recording Set Banks and you were out back of the studio puking your guts out at 2 in the morning? So, do you want to start streaming that flour in for me? Just do it a little bit at a time, though.
Yeah, let's fold it in here.
Yeah, so go ahead. Alright, hold back. So, this is kind of a delicate thing, because, like, okay, so gluten development happens when you add flour to things, and you start mixing it. The more you mix it, the more gluten you get. And you know what gluten content ends up affecting in the overall product? What? Chewiness. The more gluten you develop, the more chewy you get. So if you want a chewy cookie, you mix the crap out of this thing. Anything particular to watch out for technique-wise besides overworking it? So what we're looking for here is we're trying to not end up with pockets of dry flour in this. That's why I have my main man here, John, sprinkling the flour in little by little. Because this can and will get trapped in the bottom of the bowl, and you don't want to be topping out your ingredients and you're like, crap, there's some unmixed flour in there. I wish I'd got to the bottom of it. That's also kind of why stand mixers are trash. They don't always get to the bottom of the bowl. And I think a big thing we want to do is to show people you don't have to have a bunch of fancy kitchen equipment. All you need is some elbow grease and the proper ingredients, and you can bust out some cookies anytime you want. Now, granted, the stand mixer will make sure you get it done in like 15 minutes, but if you want to do it the whole time, you can add some more. Oop, almost missed. Maybe put on a glove if you don't want sugar all over your hands, but put on a glove. Do we have gloves here?
Yeah, gloves are for social workers, buddy.
If you say that word too many times, you get demonetized, you know?
Servers.
No, the other thing. What this whole thing's about.
Cookies.
The Rona.
Yes.
So you gotta call it things like the Rona. You can't say you can't call it by its government name. How do you know my government name? This makes 48 cookies. Score at home. This makes 48 cookies. Alright, well, thanks to John's help, we have all the flour incorporated in there. You got a nice kind of pale tan color going on in here, and that's what we're really looking for. But I want to turn our attention to these nuts and got him! Pew, 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 pew. Anyway, let's. Okay. Alright. So with these nuts, we're going to be toasting them over there in the frying pan with some butter. And same thing with these oats. It's a little known fact, and we actually have tested this ourselves. And we know for a fact that these nuts and these oats will taste so much better with a little butter, a little salt, and a little toastiness. You want a little. You don't want your nuts not to be salty. Okay? You want a real nice salty crunch in there whenever you're eating your cookie. Keeps it from being too sweet. So, shall I handle these nuts? Let's. You want to watch me toast some nuts? Let's get started. My pan's probably plenty hot, and it's probably about to burn this butter immediately. Nope. Yeah. It ain't burning. Might be a little bit. It looks like a lot of butter. It is a lot of butter. But we're making cookies here. Who's really worried about how much butter they're eating, right?
Diabetes, 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 diabetes.
I mean,
The base is just butter and flour.
that's just butter and flour
and sugar.
and sugar.
Diabetes.
Diabetes, diabetes.
Diabetes.
So, wait on that block to melt. You want to wait for it to. You want to wait for the foam to go away. You want to wait for it to. You hear that?
It's still
That's
sputtering a little
kind of
bit.
sputtering. You hear that? It's just water coming out of the butter.
I was about to ask, what's that sputtering sound anyway?
Water coming out. Still foaming, still foaming. It's quiet, but it's still foaming. Shake it around, kind of get rid of that foam. If your butter browns a little bit, that's perfect actually, because that'll add a good nutty roundness to the oats. There we go. You can kind of see how some of the milk solids are starting to go brown in there. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's definitely darker than it used to be. And if you were here right now, you could smell that. It smells like grilled cheese is being made. Oh, it does smell like grilled cheese is being made. Maybe a future episode. I don't know if that's enough for enough content for an episode. So it's pretty straightforward. Throw the oats in the pan. Kind of give it a swirl. Can you pass me a spatula? What? Ha ha ha. Utilities drawer. So now you see the reason why I added so much butter. It does not take much time at all if you have the right amount of butter. Smell your oats before you toast and after you toast. Smell your nuts before you toast and after you toast. You always gotta smell your nuts. You don't want them stanky. Alright, we gotta stay away from the nut jokes. It's really easy to make nut jokes when you're working with whole nuts. Alright, now you're just gonna kind of wait. Not a lot's gonna happen. Not a lot's gonna happen visually either, but trust me, things are happening here. Things are happening here. It's kind of waking up a little bit. The last thing you want to do is burn it. Exactly. And what we can do now while we wait is take these walnut halves we have here, and you don't want that in a cookie. You want that in a cookie, right?
Just break them up.
Break them up. Just start smashing your nuts in your hands.
You think I'm gonna keep going after that? Can't do that.
Just really get in there after them. So, don't make them too small though, because they will burn so quick before the big pieces even get close to toasted. Alright, this is completely optional, but we like to add a little bit of ground cinnamon and ground nutmeg into our oats while they're toasting, just so we can just bring out some more of those Christmassy notes into it, and you know, the pumpkin spice feel. That's what pumpkin spice is. It's just like a lot of cinnamon, a lot of nutmeg, and a lot of ground ginger. But we're probably gonna add about a teaspoon of cinnamon. This is one of those things you can kind of eyeball to your own taste, but about a teaspoon of cinnamon and about like a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. Just enough to perfume it, but not overwhelm it, because these aren't cinnamon chocolate chip cookies. These are just chocolate chip cookies. And I think, how does it smell? It smells pretty toasty. I want to let the spices get to warm up a little bit, but I think we should be good in just about a minute. Now that these are nice and toasty, we're just gonna put these straight on the counter on some wax paper or parchment paper. We can just do that, do that. Now you have a little chute that you can run your oats down. You get them right in there. Woo! I want to get John's reaction to this, because those are nice and awake and alive. It's alive! Oh wait, it's not Halloween anymore. All right, so we have our nuts. We crushed them. They're a lot smaller now, a lot more cookie-sized bits. I know you see me breaking them up still, but hey, whatever. Same deal here though. Butter in the pan, nice and toasted, quiet. There's foam, but it's not actively foaming. Drop the nuts in. All right, so while this is down, I'm gonna let these hang out for a second while I pour some salt into my hand. This helps me, if I were to pour that straight into there, that would be a bad time. But since I poured it in my hand, I can visually see how much salt I'm using. Even if you use all the salt that's in your hand, at least you know you didn't over salt. Toss the pan. There's not really going to be any color changes. If you see any color changes, that means you probably burned your nuts. I'm going to go ahead and line this bowl with a paper towel. This is the bowl that the walnuts were just in. And that'll just help them drain out so they're not too greasy when we put them in the, it'll break the emulsion. Yeah, we don't want to break our emulsion by adding more fat. Just gonna pour them in there, get some of that extra butter off of there, and also I don't want to melt my plastic container. Let's see. Jared, you want to be my hands? Sure, yeah, I'll be your hands. John, you just be the big guy. Oh, you're gonna, you said I'm your hands, and this is the way you do that, right? Oh, my Lord. Yeah, face the bowl that way. Like your, what's that movie? What's that movie?
Or I Can Be Your Hans.
Oh, what is that movie where they're doing the pottery?
Ghost.
Ghost. There it is. Yes. I'm dead. Okay. How long are we gonna do this? It depends on how long you want to do it, buddy. Well, I'm committed now. Okay.
Ghost was Kurt Russell, right?
What's the Kurt Russell? I'm actually not sure. They all blend together.
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. You're doing good, Jared. I realize I can't see what I'm doing. You're doing great. Get to the top of the bowl. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I was gonna get everyone to call Jared Butterlicker, but I don't know. Since he spelled all those oats, I think it's kind of
Butterlicker is very long to say. Why don't you just say Buttlicker? I high-key think that the new Star Wars films aren't that bad and that everyone else is just complaining too much.
I think the first two aren't bad. The third honestly ruined the whole trilogy for me.
I haven't seen the new one, so I guess I can't talk on that, huh?
God, what to say about it?
Be as spoilerific as you want, I guess.
I think it's the one Star Wars. It's the one Star Wars movie where I would never want to watch it again.
Wow! And I thought The Phantom Menace was bad.
Always eat cookie dough.
No matter how many raw eggs are in it.
Raw eggs build character.
Have you seen Rocky?
Actually, no. I don't think, I can't say I've seen a single Rocky movie.
Oh my god. You want to talk about classic movies that we haven't seen? We can get into it. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. Haven't seen Scarface.
Say hello to my little friend! What the fuck?
I haven't seen Scarface either.
Haven't seen The Godfather.
Soprano? No, yeah, The Godfather.
What the fuck's wrong with y'all?
I saw The Godfather.
Any of the Predator films besides Alien vs. Predator.
I saw The Godfather. I didn't care for it.
Y'all make me sick.
We've got everything mixed together. We got the toppings and everything all ready to go. We put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes just so it could firm up. We just didn't want them spreading too much. That's one thing you can do to help your cookies from not spreading. It's just freezing the dough. So we're just gonna get in there. This is a 1 tablespoon. The cookies, usually you're gonna go for about a tablespoon or 2 of mix. Probably about 1 tablespoon. This is probably about 2 tablespoons, yeah. So just plop that in your hand, give her a roll around, plop that in your hand. You're trying to scrape it out a little bit.
Plop.
Yeah, and then roll that around. You wanna sit them on the baking tray, kinda give them a little mush. About an inch or so away from the edge. Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
All right. This recipe says it makes 48 cookies, but I think we know that's a lie because everyone wants a bigger cookie than what they say they want.
Maybe if you just did 1 tablespoon like it said.
Yeah, you're right, but I like big cookies, and you know,
I do.
Bigger is always better. These are gonna go in the oven at 325 for about 25 minutes. Just keep watching them though. You don't have to do this one, but. We're gonna set a timer for 10 minutes, rotate the pan so they bake evenly, and then go for another 10 minutes or until they're firm. You haven't had these cookies yet, have you?
I have not had these cookies yet, no.
Well, you want to give it a try?
Yeah, you know. Oatmeal is actually, oatmeal cookies are one of my favorites.
Oh yeah? Let us know what you think.
Mm. Mm.
Good?
Yeah.
You can taste how we toasted those oats. And you can taste like...
Yeah. The almonds are good.
Walnuts.
Walnuts.
Mm. Mm. Yep.
But yeah, those walnuts have just a very nice, like, soft crunch.
Mm-hmm. Do you want one?
I'm not an oatmeal eater.
What?
I hate oatmeal.
No, you don't. Well, it's not like it tastes like oatmeal. It's like. You want a piece of one to see if you like it?
What kind of cookies are they?
Huh?
I've been recording this whole episode. I don't even know what kind of cookies they are.
I'm just enjoying these cookies a little too much. I mean, you can have one more if you want. We made enough for 2 each.
True that. I don't know. I don't know how to end this. I mean, all right. I don't have a bit. They're just good.
Give a quick, I don't know, rundown of what we did.
You're just stuck in this. You're just stuck in this purgatory where the episode never ends.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just we could end with a freeze frame.
You do one of those things where you're both jumping up in the air. No, I'm kidding.
So, this has been another installment of the Anarchist Cookbook with Jordan, Ponyboy, and Jer as your hosts. Have a good day and happy cooking.